Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to be going over how the track Beachfires was made, and this is from the album by Nile, an album that we worked on together, and it was really fun and super rewarding. And yeah, you can check out the link in the pinned comment below to kind of hear the finished product, and I'm going to be going over how the track was made. So this one was finished early on, and I guess from the start of the production to it being finished was like 2 or 3 years, 2.5 years, something like that, because the actual lyrics were being worked on beforehand. And this, how this track kind of came to be was I just figured out a germ of an idea, and I picked a key on push and I just started kind of noodling around. And the we wanted something that was a bit of it had something called duende, which is both happy and sad. And yeah, I started off with a preset from Spire, the Oxygen preset that comes included, inspired by Jean-Michel Michel Jarre, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And this is basically what it sounds like. Right. Basic thing, and yeah, I just got that in there, and that was the basis. And we wanted something a little bit more electronic, but not like electronic. We wanted it to be kind of like hard to explain, but we had a lot of acoustic stuff. We had a lot of like aggressive stuff. We wanted something a little bit more like subdued in a way. And yeah, with that in mind, after I got this going on, I was like, okay, well, this is going somewhere. I added in a kick kind of situation here, and it's just a basic kick. I think this is the one that comes with Ableton, I believe. And yeah, just some EQing on there. I want to point out that this wasn't mixed by me. Anthony Dolhai from Dirty Radio mixed this, and yeah, he took everything that we did and took it the rest of the way and did a really good job. But yeah, I got this kick going on here. And I wanted to put in like claps and hi-hats and stuff like that, but I wanted something that was a little bit more like something that was a little bit different from the rest of the album. And I know T-Nile really enjoys her rim shots. And it's just a kit here. So I actually didn't use that kick, but I used these two things here. Yeah, and just quite a bit of reverb and some compression on there as well. And yeah, that's what that made. And this is what it kind of started to morph into. Right, so those two, there's like a bit of a call and response, and they kind of talk to each other, which is pretty neat. And that was that. And, it was kind of missing something. And yeah, T-Nile said that it was missing something. And I was like, yeah, I agree. There needs to be a little bit more in that percussion. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to add in like hi-hats or, snares or anything like that. So I decided to add these things, which is, this channel here. And this is what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like anything at all. It just doesn't sound like anything good. Right? It's just like a little woodblock thing, but I actually didn't use that filter. When I had the filter automated, opening and closed, I got this general movement. And that's drawn in. And the reason why is just because there's just too much randomness going on. So I just I drew in some automation, and then that's the automation that you got. And from there I added a delay. right? And I topped it off with a reverb, basic reverb from ProR. Right, the mix is quite a liberal amount of reverb, but I just wanted to get that set into the space, and this is what that's what it started to sound like. Right? Sounds pretty groovy in my opinion. And then from there I wanted to get more into the melodics, and it had a really good base of what was going on. I wanted to kind of have it evolve, and I never expected like all the other things that happened after this, but this was the general germ of the idea here. And this is Spire, and it's a pluck. And I tried some things. Obviously, I had the arpeggiator going and things like that. But, just had a very open, very large reverb just to give it some more space. But this is what it sounded like. Right, and I drew that in. And yeah, just goes, GBCA, which is whatever, and it just had this awesome contrast to the bass and everything here, and this is what it all sounds like together. Right, and when we had that, then we started to record and jam. And I'll play the vocals in a little bit, but you can really see what's going on there. From here, what I did was I had it kind of, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I want to introduce things in a way that makes sense here. But I had some Moog bass stuff and then Omnisphere pad as it kind of comes in. But yeah, I'll just actually play things in order. So as it evolves throughout the track into the chorus, right, there's this trance stuff. I approached this as a trance. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I approached this as a trance record, and I just wanted like super saws and like awesome emotional stuff to happen in here, and it builds. Right, filter cutoff opens. Right, and I want it, something a little bit more acoustic, maybe. No, this isn't acoustic. This was this was a pad from Omnisphere. Just because Omnisphere really kind of it takes up space. It's very rich, and it just kind of works. And that was just something underneath to really thicken it up. And the bass here is introduced. This was Monarch, I believe. Gotta boost that up. Right, and that was there to just thicken up the chorus there. And this is what that all sounds like. Right, coming into the chorus here. And then I had, this came on a little bit later, but I had these hi-hats here. And yeah, these were heavily processed. And what that did was that just had a little bit of something in there to, you know, a little bit of percussion, a little bit more percussion in that spot. And I had to learn how to thicken up the chorus in a conventional kind of way, because if you have everything like hard hitting like the entire track, there's no contrast between what's going on. So I learned how to do that somewhat. From there, I had just this little tiny synthy thing here from Twin, just as a contrast. And this is just something that is there to kind of get broken down before the verses start up again. Right? I want to get into that part here because these little guitar things here, these are from the jam sessions. Because what would happen is I have geez, I don't even know, 18 channels in, so I recorded everything. Wet vocals, dry vocals, room mic, DI of guitar. I had splitters. I had all these things, just to kind of have everything. I don't know who said it, but usually like the first take of something has a lot of magic in it, and just I use these little things, and this came on a little bit later. I put this in here as a little contrasty bit, but this is the guitar. Right, a lot of hefty compression here just to kind of level it out. And then some ping pong delay automation at the end. So, I'll just give you an example what that sounds like. It's just something to kind of ring out, and there's filtering as well. And I had a black hole from Eventide. We really enjoyed a lot of the Eventide stuff, or Eventide. And yeah, this just added a whole other kind of dimension to it. Right, really added to the whole thing here. Of course, we gotta have some effects. Just some gentle effects for contrast. Even more sound effects here. I had some recordings of waves and a campfire. That's what you're hearing at the beginning. You're hearing like waves and campfires and stuff like that. We then got some session musicians in, and this looks like, oh my god, like all these violins. No, it was one per. I don't know if I can reveal this, but it was one person, Melissa Bender from Familiar Wild. Check that out. And she played, multiple things separately, and then we put them together, and then, it's, a bunch of people, but it's one, which was pretty cool. So, yeah, we got the violins, and this was the ARP. This is what I kind of called the ARP here. I'm gonna give us some volume. Right? Right, so different things. And it was panned and things like that. But all together, right? And this is one of those kind of situations where I wanted to be there, but I wanted to kind of be pushed back in the mix. And how you do that, well, how I do that is I have a delay, I have a reverb, and this reverb medium hall worked out quite well. And then after the reverb, I have compression. And what that does is that just makes the reverb a little bit more, present. Right? Nothing too crazy, but it works. And yeah, EQ'd it appropriately. Just gave a little bump there. And keep in mind that this wasn't going to be mixed by me, so I really didn't get too crazy in there. I just kind of, got some rough things in there. And yeah, I tried filters and whatnot to raise the gain. But at the end of the day, or not filters, sorry, to kind of have that intensity rising. But here, let me get this. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of build, and I was like, how do I do that? And usually, it's like filter or whatever, but like just gain. I learned so much just using gain. Right, you hear that sub of that bass as well. Right. And string quartet was good, really good. And here's the other part here. Comes in again. Still did some gain automation here, and what it looks like -2 to +3, so like 5 dB kind of change. No, wait. Yeah. So it's like not even that much, but it really adds to the overall impact and dynamics. More violin, also, and Melissa gave us like a lot of options, really easy to work with and things like that, and it got to be a little bit too much. So if you see deactivated, that's just a thing. It's like, it's there. If we need it, we can just activate it again. But, we just kind of had it off, and, we turned things on and off so that it would kind of make sense. But yeah, this is another one where it's a quartet, but it's actually one person. And a similar kind of processing. There's some interesting filtering going on here. Just as an effect, and it was okay. And 2 reverbs. That doesn't sound right. Oh no. The reverb. This reverb is, I imagine, reverb. Yeah, it's for the end, I believe. And yeah, so this is it's at the end and the beginning. So it's reverb on top of reverb. So you get like a different kind of room sound. Right, and it's just a bandpass sweep here at the beginning, just as a hint of kind of what's occurring, and just taking creative liberties and doing things like that. And what that does is that just kind of, it's in context with the sounds in the beginning. It's a hint of like what's to come. Right, and without it, it's like, right, sounds good, but we've already went over that. We wanted the track to build in a way, and that's why we deactivated these. We didn't delete them or anything, but we just kind of deactivated these for the the first chorus. We wanted that to be at the end for maximum impact, and this is what the end kind of thing sounds like. The string quartet. And then as we continue, right, so this is the star of the show. And that would be the violins. And violins are pretty dope, actually, for lack of a better term. They take the EQ well. They fit in they're rich harmonically, and yeah, I don't know. I never thought on a scale from like banjo. Yeah, one of the two most difficult things for me to mix is a banjo and accordion. One of the easiest is the violin. It's crazy. And I think maybe it's because it's similar to a super saw. I don't know. But anyway, so what we wanted to do. So we had all this stuff here with the vocals, and it was good. Right, and it builds. And this isn't the mixed version, but you get the idea. And we wanted something else. So what did we do? Well, we got Dave Quanbury on this. You could do things you wouldn't believe with a guitar. And what we did, or what he did, is he just added exactly what it needed. And what it needed was some muted guitar on that part. And it just ties it all together. And this is what it sounds like. Right? That's what it sounds like. Oops. I'm not automating this. He's playing this, and in minimal effects. I had that delay on there. I think, yeah, maybe I had that off actually, but yeah, and just a little bit of reverb just to give it some movement, but that's just a send anyway. Right? And it's like, yeah, I just really loved the muted guitar. Like we didn't know it needed that, and we received it, and we had a bunch of different options. But when we heard that, we're just like, whoa! And it is 2 takes, right? Panned left and panned right, right? And when you have that, you get a super wide sound. So, right, really rich wide sound, and when you listen to the track, like my favorite part is when the muted guitars kind of come in. He teases it in this spot. Right? Totally neat. And another take that he did is he just went all out right at the end, right? So with the string quartet coming in, that violin part, things building up, and all that, it is culminated with this sound right here, which is one of those awesome things. EQ'd a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I actually don't think I use these EQs because it wasn't mixed by me. Take a shot every time I say it wasn't mixed by me. But yeah, this Strat sound, crazy. And yeah, the guitar pick leads into it. Right, and again, the 2 takes we took, one left. Right, and how that comes in. So it keeps on going, and it's happy, it's sad, it's duende. And the reason why in the violin quartet, just with the guitar and everything, we wanted this to come in at the right moment. Right, you'll notice, there's that wide bass on the bottom there, and that is to just accentuate the chorus. And it's a track that I'm proud of, and it starts with the Beachfire, it ends with the Beachfire. Right, and you look at this, and you're like, okay, cool. It's not that super complicated, but it really was, with the amount of different versions, demo versions, live versions, all these different versions, and all the options that we had and things like that. And it was just it was pretty crazy. So it doesn't look that complicated, but the entire process was pretty intense. And we didn't stop until we were like super like, this is it, this is the one. And this is Beachfires. So again, the link is in the pinned comment down below, and I encourage you to go and listen to it. And yeah, I like this track because it's such a well, first of all, it's happy and sad, and I find music to be extremely powerful in its ability to evoke emotions. People can look at like a sunset or watch a sad movie and stuff like that, and I get it, you know what I mean? But like, nothing can trigger me to get misty-eyed more than music, or anything like that. Like, it's so easy for me if I just listen to something and I get really into it. Like, yeah, it's this interesting kind of it's like a magic trick almost, and it's just vibrations in the air, and our brains are interpreting it, and it's like causing emotion. And I imagine a lot of you watching, are into music, and yeah, you probably feel the same way. And it might be because like our brains are structured so that like our auditory center is like cross-firing with memories or something, you know what I mean? Because people say, yeah, like scent is the strongest sense tied to memory, but I think music is for a lot of people as well. Yeah, contrast between acoustic instruments and electronics and synth, all these things. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.